Uh, Welcome to the Sean and Geek, the Sean Geek and Fast Fret podcast. Done.
Well done. Okay, we're going to use that. Welcome to the Sean Geek and Fast Fret podcast. How are you guys doing? I think I got to turn myself up a little bit here. It seems like I'm a little quiet. There, it's a lot better. Here we go. Pardon the clink. Tink. There we go. All right, so what are we talking about today? Today, we're going to do another episode of Breaking. Basically, we are in the crunch of NaNoWriMo. And I am going to be doing solo content because I can do it when other people are asleep. And I have absolute quiet. So, what are we going to talk about today? There is one, my favorite CD of all time. Well, let's start here. My favorite CD of all time, the CD that has received more plays than any other CD in my collection. And when I say CD, some of you are like, what does that even mean? What is a CD? Is it a captain of district? Is it a commander directed attack? I don't know. A CD is a compact disc. And in the old days, pre-streaming, people would buy compact discs, and that's how they received their music. And predating that was cassettes, and predating that was vinyl, and somewhere in between there was something else. But, I had, excuse me, I had a job that was out of the city at the time, and I was in a band at the time that did covers, and it was the period of my time where I did a lot of rehearsal, a lot of singing, a lot of strengthening my voice, a lot of learning different pitches and stretching my vocal range into wider spectrums. And at the time, I was also, I still am now, and that's never gone away, but I've always been into indie music and local music scene stuff. At the time, I used to work with a gentleman named Ray Edenhofer, and I also worked with another gentleman named Skelly Willigogs, real name, I'm not sure his real name here. He likes going by that. Both fairly decent friends of mine. And what happened was Ray was in a band. They were called Bliss and later Gin Taxi. Maybe I'll even insert a track at this point. And one of the bands that Ray was familiar with was a band called Leaderhouse, Leaderhouse. And he was familiar with them. He knew them. And I can't remember exactly how I stumbled upon them. It might have been through Skelly. I'm not really sure. But it was somehow a combination of those two folks. And I was listening. I was really into local music, and because I was a fan of Bliss or Gin Taxi, so their first CD, I was really interested in hearing other bands, because I'd go see Bliss play, and I'd see the bands opening for them or the bands they were opening for. And there's one band that they played with a few times, but unfortunately, out of all the times I'd seen them play, I'd never seen the two bands play together. So eventually, somehow, I got the Leaderhouse CD into my hands, because I think there was people talking about them in the scene, because at the time I was heavily into the band called Volume, which we will discuss at length, trust me. And I was just listening to stuff, and they came onto my radar because there's a connection between those two bands. And Volume I got into, but that's another episode. We can discuss that at some other time. But anyway, long story short, I started listening to the CD, and I'm like, wow, I really like what's going on here. You know what? Okay, memory's coming back to me now. There is a song on this album that I believe Skelly made me listen to because of its funny name. And that song was called The Elephant Song, which we'll play right now.
Racing around and around like a hurricane cloud, coming tumbling down with the earth rising up to me. Singing some started from 40 days. Dead big souls in the afternoon sunlight, already over before it is done. Oh, this is the life. I did things rising up in the rain, open old wounds and forgotten pain. You got the silver sun stinging and the whites of my eyes. I never tried dealing, but I'll give it a try. Hello, babe, no, my life is a mess. You feel my eyes are moving over your chest. The elephants are coming. I can hear a rumble of the earth. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Tick-tock, twitching on my fingers and toes. Count down the gullet till my life explodes. Sliding in and out with the greatest of ease. Never had to worry about spreading disease. Your skin is soft and your ass is weak. I'm lying in the desert with my bones pretty clean. Wait for the elephant to get in touch. To ground me, and it's dust, dust. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Racing around and around like a hurricane cloud, coming tumbling down with the earth rising up to me. The seven songs started from 40 days. Hello, babe, no, my life is a mess. Can you feel my eyes are moving over your chest? The elephants are coming. I can hear a rumble of the earth. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down,
So I think Skelly had put this on one of his compilations because he was always building mix CDs, right? You know, hey, these are bands people should check out, because he was always a pusher of music. Hey, have you heard these guys? Hey, have you heard those guys? And he was one of those people in my circle that I would do the same thing back. Like hey, I found this. Hey, I found that. And it was the early nascent days, I believe, of the CMJ magazine, which I collected, and it was my gateway to music that I wouldn't hear otherwise. So I was sharing College Music Monthly, College Music Journal, I think that's what it stood for. And I was buying it on the stands, and then I just got a subscription because it was too good to be true. There was anywhere from 18 to 20 tracks per CD. It came out monthly, and they were pushing indie and up-and-coming artists, and in fact, a lot of artists that showed up on these CDs broke. So I was exchanging this stuff, and Skelly had a connection to local music, you know, through Folk Fest and things like that, and also, you know, he knew Ray, because we all worked with Ray, and we just kind of got to hear music, like, kind of through each other, like local indie, Canadian indie, a little bit of American indie. You know, we were being introduced to bands like Cake, Rufus Wainwright. You know, we were sharing the Pixies back and forth, of course, and a slew of other bands, the Reverend Horton Heat. Like, all this stuff was coming to fruition through us, through this music share. So I started listening to this CD, and it grew on me not right away. It took some time to develop. But as I was listening to it, this is when I was really, really, like, I was spending hours a week practicing singing, trying to get my chops up. And I think I was into Radiohead. Like, there was a decent heavy Radiohead phase at the time. And there was a similarity to the band Leaderhouse with their style. But Skelly had, you know, hey, there's a song called The Elephant Song. That's a song I'm going to put on a mix. And I don't think Skelly was a massive fan of this album as much as I was, but I dug into this and I just went nuts and listened to it. And eventually, as I would get a job out of town, which was a 45-minute commute each way, when the weather was good, when there wasn't traffic, I was listening to this to and fro, and it was getting me into this headspace. I was getting into the songs. I was getting into the words. I was actually experiencing each song and the story told in each song. And as I've mentioned before, I'm not a lyric guy. It takes me a long time to come around to the lyrics, but I was getting to the lyrics on this. And there was a period where I listened to this CD about 3 times a day, every day. And that was kind of the minimum was 3. I did go down to once a day for a period of time, but this stretched out for probably at least a year in time. So if you're looking at 365 days in a year, and at least a year of that time, I was listening to this CD 3 times a day. So 3 times 365. Well, you do the math. This isn't a math show. So what I realized was that my vocal range, my own personal vocal range, fit of the vocal range of the singer of this band, which is pretty special, because what it allowed me to do was to take my vocal range and actually work it out. Like, learn what I could and could not do. Learn tricks. Learn how to string along a series of notes and figure them out and work on my vocal phrasing, work on my delivery, work on, like whispering some of the vocals, because there's some of the lines it's kind of whispered, and then there's peaks of peaks of volume. Sorry, forgot what I was going to say here. And I had heard stories about this band and of Matthew Budoloski, who is the singer of this band. Also plays some guitar, he plays some trumpet, and plays some keyboard. So it's organ heavy in spots. There's trumpet in spots. And the interesting thing was, I think I discovered this band, and then I went through Ray. I was learning about them because, we played with them. Matthew was like kind of the shit in the scene. Like, he was the one everybody was talking about. This guy, multi-talented, multi-instrumentalist, amazing range on his vocals, and an amazing performer. And the rumor was, and I could be totally off base, I would love to talk to Matthew Budoloski at some point and kind of get some history on this band. But it sounded like there were people pushing and pulling at him to do other things and outside of the band, and from here he went on to be in 2 of my other favorite bands of all time, and another band which is maybe not my favorite, but it's still up there. So I got information on where these songs came from. Like, what were they? Like, the construction of them, like in talking about, you know, Ray was like, okay, well, when, you know, live he would do this and whatever. So we're gonna play a song called the $300 Song. It is off this single release. Leaderhouse only released the one CD. It was Leaderhouse is the name of the band. It's called Leaderhouse. It's the name of the album. Anyway, this is the $300 Song.
Destroy
that was a $300 song. So the other thing about this band is when I looked at it, I'm like, wow, this is a supergroup. This is a fucking supergroup. This is amazing. Look at the people in this band. But I think at the time, everybody was just kids, you know, their early 20s or whatever. They were not a supergroup yet. A lot of people came out of this band and went elsewhere and made their name. Most prominently was Scott Nolan. And Scott Nolan is a Manitoba icon. If you want to know what Scott Nolan sounds like, we'll insert a clip right here. 3, 2, 1. So Scott Nolan went on to huge fame after this. He was the bass player in this band. Michael Leader was I'm assuming the namesake of the band, and he was the guitar player, and he's got some really tasty guitar throughout this entire album. It's not standard. He's not gonna Eddie Van Halen you on this. He's not going to, but his playing has a atmospheric quality to it that I truly love. I love the guitar on this album. It is big for me. Now, I was pushing some of the songs onto Skelly as well, and I'm like, because he did like emotional songs and ballad songs, but they had to be the right one. Like he was quirky in his love for music, so when he was putting a mix together, he didn't often put a ballad on there. If he did, it had to be a really, really good one. So this is the one that I shared with him, which is possibly my favorite song on the album. It's called Baw Like a Nuisance. Take a listen. This thing's very special.
With my hands down again, you wouldn't know me any other way. I frequent places I say I hate, and conversations I initiate. I thought I could. Feel the love. you're here behind the wheels. You know I don't know what's going I'm feeling Sunday morning, hands upon my face. Then they get my code. No, wait, I don't feel so well. Go on without me.
Yeah, the emotion within that song is phenomenal. It goes in a lot of interesting places, and it's just it basically showed off super strong songwriting. The musicians catering their skill sets to the song. It was so important to get it right and cater to the song and do it justice. The drummer of this band was a drummer that I backwardly, is that the right word? Discovered from another band he was in. And again, it's one of these things like, oh my God, are you nuts? Excuse me. Are you nuts? Like, is it possible that you couldn't have put together like a more put together band than this one? The drummer, his name was Christian Dugan. I'm not sure. Hopefully I'm pronouncing one of those two correctly. He also played drums in a band called Rudimentale, which was a French band. They did covers, 70s funk style. I saw them a gazillion times, and I believe his sister is one of the singers in the Rudimentale. I wish I could find something to play for you from them because they are phenomenal. But just, wow, just amazing, a very tasteful drummer, doing everything absolutely right. And I think he's been in a bunch of other bands. He's the one of the two guys in this band that I was always trying to find more information on, and couldn't really get there. Like, I just couldn't find enough of his stuff, and especially Michael Leader, the guitar player. Yeah, so anyway, I'm trying to see if I can find some more information on him on the handy Google here. But phenomenal drummer. And again, tasteful, like he could be going out all gonzo in these songs, but he's playing to the song. He's catering to the song. He's just phenomenal. I can't seem to find enough information on him here. There's a couple of other Dugans in the world, and it looks like that it's a very common name. Hey, I'm recording in my car if you're wondering what the... Anyway, whatever. So anyway, he's great too. A phenomenally talented drummer. All the instrumentalists, or all the musicians, I should say, in this band are phenomenal. So what happened with this band, I was listening to, and I was trying to get more information, like where are they? What's going on? Where am I hearing them? And then Skelly, again, hands me a CD that he burnt. So for the young kids out there who don't know what that means, that's when you place tracks on a CD so you can listen to it. It's called burning the CD. But he gave me a CD of a band called Vanderveen. He goes, oh, you're going to like this. And I listened to it. I'm like, oh my God, it's the same singer. He's singing here. So Vanderveen is also entitled to its own album, because Vanderveen was phenomenal. Very, very good. Single album. They only did one album, and that was it. And then from there, Matthew Budoloski, he also went to another band. He went to Volume, which was also a favorite band of mine of all time. And finally, he did out the Blackout City Kids, which is also another phenomenal band. But we're going to play another song off this greatest album of all time. And it is the greatest album of all time. Like, I'm not lying. Like, there's so many great songs on here. I'm just wondering which one I should put next. Let's see. Maybe this one. I think this one's good. GD6. We're going to play this one. And again, every single song on this album, I like them all. I don't skip any of them. And I would listen to the album back to front and sing along to everything. And I would learn every song. Phenomenal. Anyway, here's GD6.
Allows me time to remain upset. If it was someone else, it would have made no sense. But of course I care, and of course I know that the history behind us only goes to show we were wandering around. The lightning struck too soon. All the careless excess, the masterpiece was ruined. You speak of relief like a dead out a guarantee. But old friends are old friends, and old friend you can't leave. Does it even begin to come to mind? All these bridges be burned in time. Found out your name when I dug up your past. I know who you are, but I just thought I'd ask. When even though so many would be happy enough to die, you reach into a barrel while closing your eyes. I was wandering around, lightning struck too soon. All the careless excess, the masterpiece was ruined. You speak of relief like a dead out a guarantee. But old friends are old friends, and old friend you cannot leave. Does it even begin to come to mind? Bridges be burned in time.
I enjoyed this CD so much, and I was concerned that at some point something was going to happen and I was going to lose this CD. It was hard to find. It was hard to find online. It was hard to find information about them. They're like a well-kept secret, even though my friend Ray assured me that they were they're on the verge of next level success. They were so close, like they were the closest any band had come to next level success. You know, like kind of Blue Meanies or the New Meanies, whatever you want to call them. Like they are at that level of just breaking into the next sphere of fame. So I actually bought 5 copies of the CD. I actually found a bunch of them at some flea market. And I'm like, I'm buying CDs. And then I would start gifting them to people that I felt needed to hear this band. Because it was like, why do you not know who this is? Like, why do people not get this? Like, it's so good. So we're going to end this episode with the song called Vanderveen, which is possibly why his Matthew Budoloski's Nest band was called Vanderveen. So here's Vanderveen. And thanks for listening. Please share the show. I need more new listeners to the show. I've got my regulars. I've got my small group of people that download every episode. But I want to bring this show to more people. I want people to discover music through us. I want people to get broken by listening to this show, to break their minds open to something they'd never heard before, to an artist they never heard before, to something that just expands their consciousness in a way that my consciousness has been expanded by doing this show. Please share. If I could, okay, you know what? This is it. This is what I'm going to do. I will, if I can find someone, a listener of my show, who can bring on 5 listeners to the show. I'm not asking for a lot. If you can bring 5 listeners onto the show, turn people on to our show and convert them. 5 people, I will gift you with something very special. I have limited copies of this, and I will share. I will gift this, whoever it is. I will mail it out to you. You will get, trust me, you will get something sent to you. I really think we put out a good product. I really think this show is good. There's enough diversification of content. We are not just doing the same type of episode. We've got the breaking series. We have the Sean Geek and Fast Fret portions. We also have Metal Shop. We also have Geeking Out with Karen B. And now we've added on, discovery of music and discovery of things along with Corey Taves, while he's taking a sabbatical off his own podcast to do stuff over at our podcast. Please, if there's any people that would dig this show, bring them on. So, that being said, SeanMcGinnity.ca, that's SeanMcGinnity. Go there. Listen to episodes, share them online. If you want to find us on your favorite podcast platform, which is hopefully what you're listening to on right now, but if you're not, you can hear us. You can find us by looking up Sean Geek and Fast Fret. It's that simple. All social media at Sean Geek Podcast. I do reply to every single person who makes any sort of comment on any of our social medias. And a lot of you get shout outs on the show. It's just that simple. But here we go. We're going to end this with Vanderveen by the band Leaderhouse. Thank you for listening.
Somewhere we might collect the world and bring it home tonight. Everyone become their parents overnight. These spook chains started making noise. days, breaking down and parting ways, breaking off and making stories up. I'm here only because I wanted to be here. Seaweed trip happen when you least expected. Vanderveens alone tonight and feeling festive. I can't see an end to this or any other situation. I'll just say we're lucky, didn't spoil it with explanation. I'm here only because I wanted to be here. Couldn't figure out romance was a shadow of a woman wearing down, giving me a moment. The more I think, the less I try to better who I am. More I try, the less I think I'm doing all I can. I'm here only because I wanted to be here. Oh baby, I'm surprisingly accepting of the boat I just missed lately. Lately I'm just thankful that you humored me and clapped at my tricks. I vaguely remember the pain, but there's a future, babe. I'm here only because I wanted to be here.
Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week. And bye. Have a good day.
Hey gang, Sean Geek here.
And Fast Fret.
And we have 2 storefronts. If you are a TeePublic fan, you can browse our inventory over at TeePublic, which is teepublic.com/Sean Geek Podcast.
Or redbubble.com/people/Sean Geek Podcast.
You can get anything from either storefront, from t-shirts, stickers, phone cases, accessories of all kinds. We're talking masks, notebooks, mugs, pillows, totes, tapestries.
Oh my.
Everything's there. Just go to those addresses. Also check the show notes and help support the show. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.